But here the government is trying to use these artists' fiction and their characters against them. Kitchens performs as Gunna, a singer and rapper with 2 #1 albums. Here he was at the Met Gala just last month. Williams performs as Young Thug. He's known for a melodic trap style and gender-bending performances like you see there in a dress. Both now charged in a massive 88-page indictment of 28 people in Atlanta for drugs, guns, and violent offenses. The DA using a broad racketeering law to charge people for some activities basically committed by other people they know, if she can prove it's all part of one racketeering conspiracy. But that's not all. The DA claims these artists' art is itself criminal evidence, citing their lyrics 11 times in that indictment. So in trying to prove real crimes in the street, the indictment keeps going back to art from the studio. And prosecutors say they know that art does have some First Amendment protection, but they argue, well, if the lyrics reveal real criminal intent, then they can be used in court. That's what they say. So let's take a look.
I shot the sheriff,
but I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die.
Wait a minute. That's actually not the evidence in this case. Those are white artists. So that wouldn't come up. Prosecutors do not typically treat white people's art in America as criminal evidence. Didn't happen to Johnny Cash, who was arrested 7 times. Didn't happen to Jack Sparrow, government named Johnny Depp, in a case that was about violence. Didn't happen to Eric Clapton, who was arrested for drugs. No. When many of these white artists ran into the law, past or recent, their artistic fiction is treated as fiction. While right now, prosecutors are treating fiction by prominent black artists as if it were fact. Every lyric you're about to see here from the new case about the 2 artists I just mentioned is cited as criminal evidence by these prosecutors.
Son, I'm Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy?
YSL, hey, kill it 12, hey.
Got me 10, went up in Eastland and shot a policeman.
Kill him, I needed a trace, yeah.
Just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead.
I told her FN on me, carnation is just a Glocky key. I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body.
Prosecutors literally building their case on these lyrics. Take that last one, which uses that kind of cowboy rhetoric that's been around a long time, even before I Shot the Sheriff, where the character narrating a song denies one offense while directly copying to another. Prosecutors are literally asserting in court that verse with the lines, I got something to do with that body, and I get all types of cash, I'm a general, is a, quote, overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. So just those song lyrics alone are offered as an entire element of the crime. In law, that's called an overt act. Now, it sounds absurd, but the audience here is a system where most judges are, quote, white men in their 70s who do not even get rap music, as one lawyer put it. Now, in court, a prosecutor referred to Williams' slang name, King Slime, arguing he's this gang's leader.
That you see the shadow in the back of the room. He's the one directing traffic. He is the one they're all afraid of. He's the one that's King Slime.
He's King Slime. So what are the other overt acts here? Well, the case offers as evidence pictures of bandanas or gang signs from social media marketing and music videos. It's a lot of overt acts that are rooted in potential fiction. And fictional evidence, I got to tell you, seems pretty weak for a big case. A stronger case might feature more physical evidence or real people testifying rather than quoting songs. And prosecutors may yet bring more of that at trial. Kitchens, who I told you about, faces 1 count, basically of being accused of being in the gang where other people did bad or illegal things. Williams faces many counts, including evidence allegedly linking him to a killing because he allegedly rented a car prosecutors say was used when other people committed murder. Well, if prosecutors can prove at trial that he was involved or directed that violence, well, that's a different story. But under law, that should turn on whether he, Williams, the real person, did that, not whether a performance character, Young Thug, ever made art mentioning violence, or whether people call him King Slime. Now, anyone fairly convicted of violent crime should be punished, period. Fannie Williams, the new DA down there, has applied a fast and aggressive approach to this celebrity case. But she's also proven slower in the most significant issue on her whole docket about this infamous demand by Trump to get illegal voter fraud in Georgia.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have.
This is all part of the new Atlanta DA's pursuit of several different cases, and she's made waves for that gang indictment, while also moving slowly, as mentioned, in the probe of Trump's efforts to steal Georgia, where the DA has been doing witness interviews and gotten key testimony from the now pretty famous elections official, Brad Raffensperger. He was the one who, of course, defied Trump's demand to find illegal votes in Georgia on the other end of that infamous phone call. He risked his career and more to stand up to Trump, and while he has been cooperating with this probe, he's so concerned about DA Willis's approach that he publicly rebuked her for slow-walking the inquiry. A split between two officials who are both proven to oppose Donald Trump's plots is striking. He doesn't think that she's being as aggressive as she could, and certainly not as aggressive as she's been in other cases, which shows this larger double standard in American justice. There are signs Trump might skate despite acting like a stone-cold thug, shaking people down while his own backers, if you want to call that a conspiracy, were literally going at those police barricades and going right through them, beating up officers, threatening to kill Mike Pence, while Trump said maybe they should. Now, that is just a savage, gangster mindset. And yet Trump may get away with it, while a young man who performs as Young Thug is facing the full powers of this same prosecutor, full speed ahead. No slow multi-year grand jury review, no hesitance about throwing just any kind of evidence at him. So you look at these cases together with the same DA at the same time, and you got to ask, what else would Trump have to do to face the full powers of this DA? Does he need to get a stage name? Maybe Old Thug? Does he need to drop a diss record against Mike Pence? What kind of steps would he have to take to get treated like these other defendants in the same jurisdiction? It could be funny if it wasn't so serious. And this goes to the wider justice debates in our nation. There have been some reforms, but the deepest inequities here are structural. The criminal justice system's aggressive pursuit of black men is deeply embedded across law, politics, and culture. There's a totally different set of rules and a fixation on the supposed specter of black male violence at every turn across history. And there's a crackdown on artists, black artists, who dare to reflect or confront these conditions I'm describing, even with mere words or their art. Leaders condemn that speech when they offer it as practically like violence itself. And that's the broader thing here I want to make sure you see tonight, because the playbook is old, it is bipartisan, and now as crime rates rise again, well, we're seeing that 90s playbook get a reboot.
Gangster rap has become incredibly popular and profitable by selling lyrics about black-on-black violence.
An anti-rap backlash is spreading.
A line has been crossed, not just of taste, but of human dignity and decency.
The kind of hatred that you do not honor today.
From songs about killing policemen and rejecting law.
If you took the words white and black and you reversed them, you might think David Duke was giving that speech.
Hip-hop has done more damage to young African Americans than racism.
It's not actually a form of music. It's a
that line in the song, quote, "And we hate the po-po, want to kill us in the street, faux show." KG.
Ah, please. Ugh, I don't like it.
I had no idea what drill rapping was. We are allowing music, displaying of guns, violence. It is alarming.
That's part of the ideology that shapes the wider system. You see it there. A Democratic mayor right now admitting ignorance about this while equating art with crime. A Republican senator saying black artists' work has no, quote, decency. A Democratic president saying a black woman's poetry that Clinton was quoting might match the words of Klansman David Duke. That's the tone. These are the leaders writing laws and appointing judges. It goes way beyond partisanship. It's deeper than diversifying government because the racial injustices here are always about who is being policed.